Pop quiz. Take a guess as to the #1 reason why most businesses fail. Is it A, the team, B, the product, or C, just not enough cash? When we're starting a new business, we don't realize that we actually have hidden assumptions that could hinder our ability to be successful. Not only are we often blinded by optimism for our new business, but we don't take the time to validate our assumptions, and sometimes we're downright afraid to get feedback for fear that it will contradict our certainty that this business will work. And that can be a big problem. The good news is that business is a lot like science. If you've heard of the scientific method, this should sound very familiar. Take the time to outline your riskiest assumptions. These are the ones where if you're wrong about them, your business will not work. Riskiest assumptions tend to fall into the categories of the problem is in fact not really an actual problem, your solution will in fact not solve the problem, or the customers that you're targeting are the ones who in fact have the problem and want that solution. The price point is in fact what your customers will pay. You can create and deliver your solution profitably. The Lean Startup methodology was developed and popularized by Eric Ries with the principle of validating assumptions through a series of quick and cheap experiments. He encourages founders to leverage the build, measure, learn feedback loop to get a minimum viable product out into the hands of customers so that they can get their feedback and test their response to it and then implement small changes and iterations to create new, improved versions. Everything is incremental, quick, and cheap. So if your business concept or product is going to fail, at least you'll find out early on before you've invested tons of time and money into the venture. On the other hand, you can get valuable feedback to develop the strongest version of your product possible. Another approach is the MVP, the minimum viable product, or prototyping. Another approach to the MVP, or minimum viable product, is called pretotyping, where you identify a way to test your concepts and assumptions before you even build a prototype to confirm or validate that there's a market for your concept. Nick Swinmurn, the founder of Zappos, is a great example of an incredible pretotyper. He had the hypothesis that people would purchase shoes online. So what he did was he went to a local shoe store, snapped photos of all of the shoes that they had in their inventory, populated them onto a website, and would measure to see if people would click to purchase those shoes. When they did, he would run over to the shoe store, purchase those shoes, and then ship them out to his customers. He didn't actually have inventory. He didn't have a functional website, but he was great at pretotyping without having to invest in purchasing an entire warehouse full of shoes. A few things you can do to test this and pretotype for your own business would be to launch a landing page and try to collect signups or pre-orders. Maybe make a poster with a QR code and track scans. Presenting your business as if it already exists and gauge interest among the people that you meet. These are all great ways that you can test and validate some of those assumptions that you have around starting a business. If you want to learn more about how to put together a budget before you get your business started, click here.